The battle is on, 400 meters from the sprint for the green jersey. It doesn't matter to these riders at all, because we're now heading towards Alp D'Huez. In just a kilometer they will make the turn and head up the mountain, and then the battle will be heading the charge. And don't forget, today's commercial free is brought to you by Nissan and the 100% electric Nissan Leaf. Here we go, under the banner, the race starts now. The battle for the stage win and the battle behind as to who wins the Tour de France on Sunday. Hejjedal gets the most points there. So no sprint, not to be expected, or to be expected rather, Paul. Rider Hejjedal and the peloton behind. This is the chase group, but as they come through, it looks as though the yellow jersey is rejoined at 15 to go.
Well, it's going to be, as I said earlier, Phil, I think last man standing wins the Tour de France here this afternoon. Cadel Evans knows what he has to do on the final climb of the day. He's got to keep a very close eye on Frank and Andy Schleck, and he knows that. He knows how much time he can pull back on them in the individual time trial. But has Frank Schleck got anything left in the legs to go for the big attack, to try and prize open an advantage over Evans?
Well, no sprinters involved in the sprint there, so we don't need to worry about the green jersey competition now. This is the battle for who takes the yellow home after Sunday, as we come into this beautiful town or in the Oison area of France, Bourg d'Oison, and then we will start the climb of Alp D'Huez. 52 seconds is the gap now. Hejjedal and Roland have taken the chance, the opportunist moves, and that is a very, very good move.
Well, third, fourth and fifth, as you can see, these are the riders halfway across the gap, and they are Jonazon in there as well with them, with Jonazon.
Costa. Now this is it, look at the crowd here, there's the sign, 13.8, the finish line sits atop Alp D'Huez. This is the climb that has seen so many of the big names in the sport of cycling seal their victories. Names like Greg LeMond, Bernardino, Lance Armstrong, you name them. When they've got to the top of this mountain, they've seen Paris in yellow. And now we've got a Canadian, the only Canadian in the race. And amazingly, Paul, there are hundreds of Canadian people on the top today. We met most of them last night. And that rider Hejjedal now is in a perfect position with Pierre Roland to go for the stage win. Not the Tour win, but the stage win, and that is a big deal.
And that's what he's looking for. He finished third on the road into gap behind his own teammate, integral part of that victory for Garmin Cervelo on that occasion. The scariest part of Alp D'Huez, Phil, is when you come around this corner, and then all of a sudden you look up, it's a straight wall in front of you. It kicks up to around about 12%, and it is very scary, especially if you're a non-climber.
Anthony Charteau on the right with the maillot jaune. It's a rather a tight fit on these lower slopes, and these early slopes are very, very hard. A massive, massive crowd has been